wanted it to be this team, man. I really wanted it to be this team. They didn't deserve it. They weren't ready. Coaches weren't ready. Players weren't ready. No one was ready. The Knicks just wanted it more. This sucks. They didn't deserve it. It's plain and simple. Sometimes there's teams who just deserve it more. And tonight in the whole series, it's just been one of those series. Knicks deserved it more, man. They did. They fought hard every game, came back, never left a door closed. Spurs just didn't need it. They didn't want it. They didn't want it more. I wasn't a fan in 2013. I was 7 years old. This is, it sucks. This really sucks. I mean, I want to say like there's always next year, man, but nothing's guaranteed in this league. I'm so proud of them for what they did this year. They weren't supposed to be this good. Everyone knows it. They weren't. They weren't supposed to be in the NBA Finals. They weren't supposed to be a contender right now. But they are. And I'm so proud of them for it, but this sucks, man. This sucks. I'm going to try and start analyzing this game and this series now. And there's not really much to say. Victor Wembanyama, you talked all this smack that everyone knows we're going to do it. Everyone is confident. Everyone knows we're going to get it done. And you disappear. You shoot 7 of 19 and 1 of 6 from 3 in an elimination game. You've talked all season about how some people were built from the moment and others were not. This whole series, you haven't been built for the moment. Except for Game 3. I'll give you that. It's just, you ran on your mouth and just did all this. And now, I mean, that's what you do? 7 of 19. 1 of 6 from 3. Sure, you had 14 rebounds and 5 blocks. Congrats. You had 5 blocks in the first half and then disappeared. Kept settling for threes in the third and fourth quarter. And I'll get to why in a minute. De'Aaron Fox. I don't know what happened, man. The Spurs traded for someone who was believed to just be a cold-blooded killer. Someone who could drop 30 on any given night. With ease at that. And he had dropped 7 points in the NBA Finals. 3 of 15, 1 of 8 from 3. I don't understand why you just refuse to attack the basket. Why you look to get outgoing. And I understand that you had a high ankle sprain since Game 6 of the Western Conference semifinals versus Minnesota. I get it. I understand that is a hard injury to come back from. But you've been slandered this series, and a lot of it has been warranted. I have defended you all season, and you put up an absolute abysmal showing in this series. Former clutch player of the year, and I get it, the Spurs traded absolute scraps to get him. Pennies on the dime. But now they're paying him $229 million to do that. They need to find De'Aaron Fox. Stephon Castle disappeared in the biggest game of your life. 1 of 10. No threes. 3 turnovers. In foul trouble the whole time. 4 fouls. And that's why Jalen Brunson got going late game. It's because you play with emotion. And you get too handsy. And that's something that's been noticed all postseason. You play too handsy, get too physical, and then you're in foul trouble, and it jeopardizes the rest of your team. The Spurs' big 3 disappeared in the biggest game of their lives. Just disappeared. It's embarrassing. They should be embarrassed with themselves. Really, in the biggest series of their lives, they all disappeared. They should be embarrassed with themselves. They should be. The one key player for the Spurs who should not be embarrassed with himself is that man right there. Dylan Harper. A rookie who is the same age as me, is the best player for the Spurs in the NBA Finals. From game 1 to game 5, he was the best. It's ridiculous. That is utterly ridiculous that he was the only one playing with any sort of fearlessness, any sort of aggression, any sort of will to win. Dylan Harper was the only one who fought for the last 5 games. He was. He really was. And the rest of the Spurs need to look inward at themselves and be embarrassed that a rookie outshined all of them in the NBA Finals. They really should. Devin Vassell, I love you. You get your flowers. Julian Champagnie, you had a few rough games, but you get your flowers. Those two were a big reason why the Spurs were here. And they did what they could. I mean, Devin Vassell had an efficient 12 points on 5 of 8. Julian Champagnie, 4 of 8 from 3. He did his thing, along with 7 rebounds. He did what he was supposed to do. It's just the Spurs didn't show up when it mattered most. And to Mitch Johnson, I simply cannot believe that he was handed an NBA job for free. I can't believe it. And this series showed why he didn't deserve it. And people want to say, oh, but the Spurs, they got to the NBA Finals. Mitch Johnson's the head coach. Why are you pointing your finger at him? Because he hasn't been as good as people think. He hasn't been one of the main reasons why the Spurs won 62 games. He hasn't. He's been a beneficiary to receiving an unbelievable roster. First year as head coach, and he received a 2-time All-Star point guard in De'Aaron Fox, a generational alien in Victor Wembanyama, the number 2 overall pick in Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell, Champagnie. I could go on and on. Then good vets like Harrison Barnes and Luke Cornett. Also, why did Harrison Barnes not get any minutes in games 3 and 4? He got no minutes. And this is games like that are moments why you have Harrison Barnes on your roster to calm the storm, to settle everyone else down. Luke Cornett was unplayable as well. Keldon Johnson, this was his best game of the series, and he had 7 points. That tells you how bad he's played. But Mitch Johnson, like I said, if the Spurs were going to lose in the postseason, it was going to be because of Mitch Johnson. And this whole series falls on the hands of Mitch Johnson. And I said that after Game 4, and I'm going to say it again. Mitch Johnson is the exact reason why the Spurs lost this game. Wemby continues to sit out on the three-point line and just jack up threes. You don't got him anywhere near the paint. De'Aaron Fox was clearly not the best guard of the whole series. But yet, Dylan Harper is still playing 25 minutes a game. There's no offense. Literally, the whole offense is that one Spur dribbles the basketball. Everyone else stands around and watches. There's no off-ball movement. There's no screens. There's no moving without the basketball. There's no intent to try and make something happen. It's one person dribbles in one spot and everyone else sits here. While Mitch Johnson just sits here like this. That's Mitch Johnson. He is the reason why the Spurs lost this series. They're still they struggled with allowing offensive rebounds. They literally did not have a lead. Every lead felt fake. 14 points in game 1, 14 points in game 2, 29 in game 4, and 16 in game 5. The Spurs lost all of those games. And that is not on the players. That is a coaching issue. Because when the Knicks go on runs, it is your job as an NBA head coach to try and benefit the rest of your team in order to stop momentum. But you know what? All that he did was keep shooting threes. That's all he says. He says, keep shooting threes. I literally played NBA 2K26 Rec yesterday, and we ran a better offense than Mitch Johnson. It's embarrassing that is what you're doing in the NBA Finals. This does not fall on the hands of the players. Yes, some of them were bad, and I get it. That's okay. Something like Mitch Johnson can't force De'Aaron Fox to shoot 3 of 15. But you know what? He can put his players in positions to succeed because he didn't. He kept letting them shoot threes. He kept letting them do a stagnant offense with no movement. He didn't let them attack the basket. The Spurs were in the bonus for the final, I think, 5 minutes of Game 5. And you know what they did? They shot threes. They took jumpers. They took long jumpers. There's nothing. No attacking the basket. You know who did attack the basket? Dylan Harper. It's the only guy who attacked the basket. He was the only one who understood. Spurs are not going to win with Mitch Johnson as their head coach. I hope I'm wrong, but they're not. And that was why they lost this series, because of Mitch Johnson. It is utterly wild how Greg Popovich was really the head coach of this series, really the coach of the playoffs. Every single game the Spurs sucked in, he came in and told them that's BS, that's not how we play. And you know what they did? They responded. Every time Pop had to step in. I wonder why. And it's wild that out of all the amazing Pop proteges and Pop coaching trees across the league, the Spurs may have gotten the worst one. I got nothing, man. They just didn't deserve it. And that sucks. They just didn't. And sometimes it's that simple. It just comes down to a team who deserves it more. And that was the New York Knicks. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. I'll see you all next time.